Good morning, it's Barbara. It is a rainy day outside, but it's warm. I don't know, maybe this cold front wasn't very cold. And just in case you were wondering, Wally has been disconnected. He is no longer spying on us. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It is still morning, but only barely. I'm having a lazy day. I'm going to use this. I used this the other day, and Alice asked me what it was, and I don't think I answered her. This is Maybelline Vinyl, and the color is number 150. Striking. But it's very nice pink. Let's see how I do. That's not bad. Maybelline Vinyl. I like the way this feels. Although I realized the other day, this Olac that I had the other day, I like this best feeling of all the all-day colors, in case you were wondering. I don't know what color this is because the box disappeared. And it's not on the thing, but so there's the beauty portion of our video. Anyway, good morning. So yesterday ended up not being as productive as I would have liked, which is my way of telling you I did not plant my plants. And it's raining today. So I'm thinking tomorrow is planting day, but I do have to do it, although I have a tendency to buy plants and then not plant them for a while, and that stresses the plants out. But they're sitting, I watered the ones on the deck yesterday, and they're all sitting out in the rain, so that should be helping them. Just saying. But it's no shock to any of you that I didn't plant them well. It might be a shock to some new people or some family who's just started watching. I've been having some lovely conversations with Jason, my nephew, and it's so funny because I've never said Jason, my nephew, before. But I've been married to his uncle for 33 years. That makes me his aunt, right? Except I don't think he thinks of me as his aunt because he was already a grown-up by the time I met him. So, anyway. Hey, Jace. Well, I call my son Jason. Can I call you Jace too? Jason. Anyway. But he's very into the birds and the plants. So, you know, I don't think he's into the beauty portion of the vlog, however. We haven't discussed it anyway. Anyway. Yeah, so I didn't do that, but I did fix my glasses holder that I got from my sister. It had broken and been in a bowl on the table for a long time. I don't know how long. You can go back in my vlogs and see when I switched to this glasses holder, but this one also broke. I'm very hard on my glasses holders, and this one I'm gonna need this that I got from Megan in my Advent, but this one I'm going to need to get something from the craft store to fix. But I was so happy to have it, and I'm so happy to have been able to fix this one because I got used to having them hanging around my neck. I guess that makes me an old lady, right? Well, I'm not sure that's what makes me an old lady, but it's an indication. Anyway, I fixed this last night, so I felt like I accomplished a little bit of something, but I didn't do much else, I'll be honest with you. We went and visited Aura. She was in a pretty good mood when we were there, and we were outside. It was a beautiful day, so we got to hang outside with her, and left her with her feet propped up and watching TV, so that was good. She had her physical therapist coming later in the afternoon, so she was being looked after. She tells us a lot about that it's a very nice place and they treat you very well and they're very nice. And I think that's her way of saying, I really don't want to be here, but I know I've got it good. If you know what I mean. You know. It's some version of passive aggressive without the aggressive. I don't know. You know, her way of, you know, trying to communicate in a gentle way, without, you know, being super straightforward. Does that make sense? I don't know. I might have to start this one over. I'm just going off on all kinds of weirdo things. But I already have my lipstick on, and I did a good job this time. I don't know. What do you think, sweetie? Should I start over?
No, the key word is, you know, stop meandering so much in the conversation.
Yeah, he just said, no, just stop being yourself and, and you'll do well. I'm reinterpreting his words. Those were not his exact words. As you can imagine, Dennis would, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I am just meandering, as he was pointing out. One thing I have here, and I'm sure I showed you this when I was in New Orleans. This was my souvenir from New Orleans. But it's still sitting here, so it's from Sugar Plum Circus, which is a local New Orleans dyer, which is why I bought it. Well, and then I bought it because of the gorgeous color. I am attracted to this color these days. I almost bought it in a DK weight. This is fingering. I almost bought it in a DK weight. They only had 4. And I do feel like I need a 5th one just in case. You know, in case I want longish sleeves or a longer bottom or, you know, a pattern that takes a little more. This is 100% merino, superwash merino. It is not a sock yarn, particularly. Charlotte fingering, she calls it. Anyway, it's sitting here, inspiring me to think about my knitting, which I haven't been working on. I also brought down my pens and pencils that were in my carry-on bag, because my sketchbook is down here, so I brought down the other things. So it feels like I'm, you know, on the verge of working on something with my sketching, with my knitting, with my list that I have to do, you know. But then it's Saturday, and half of the things I have to do are, you know, make phone calls to people who, you know, work Monday through Friday. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I did call the body shop. Our car has a squeak that is driving us insane. And at one point, and it's right behind the driver, in the back, because we have a station wagon, but it's right, you know. So one time when we were going to see Aura, Dennis sat in the back seat to try to pinpoint where the squeak was, and the squeak stopped because he was sitting there. But his sitting there doesn't work anymore, and now it squeaks, and it's just, I mean, we're talking about driving the dog car anywhere we have to go for a long time, and it's filthy. But that squeak. Anyway, so I called the body shop where we got our red car fixed after my 4th of July incident a couple years ago when I got hit. And they just said stop by and they'll see what they can figure out. So we're going to do that one of these days because we cannot live with that squeak. So, you know, I'm telling her about the squeak and she's like, well, you know, we don't really do water issues. I'm like, squeak, not leak, squeak. Oh, squeak. Oh, okay. But it's driving us crazy. This falls under the category of it's always something. Or first world problems, or both. It's always something. Well, next week is a very busy week for us. Monday, we got the solar hot water heater people coming. Tuesday, we've got the stove fixer guy, Joe, coming. Wednesday, we're going to get our eyes examined and a 45-minute ride to our eye doctor, which is why the squeak is starting to feel, you know, we've probably taken the dog cars for the ride to the eye doctor because it's 45 minutes. And then Friday, Pete and Terry are coming to clean the house, which means that between now and next Friday, I have to take down my Christmas decorations so that they can give me a good clean before I figure out where my stuff is that I've lost 2 years ago. I'm hoping in the course of putting away the Christmas decorations and reorganizing them into bins, I will find the bin that has the stuff I want. I believe it's probably underneath all the Christmas stuff and just got put down there to keep it out of the way, thinking that when I put the Christmas stuff away, it will be revealed and we'll bring it back up. But that didn't happen. And I'm hoping it happens this year. Sometime this week. So it's possible you will see me actually do something this week or accomplish something this week. It would be nice because I'm tired of not accomplishing anything. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a low energy day today. It's a rainy day. It's a and I got one of my books came in from the library, so I'm going to be reading instead of watching ancient Top Chefs on Netflix. I've been watching season 10, which is the one, oh, spoiler alert, which is the Kristen season. Anyway, I think I might just go because I don't have anything else to say. I will talk to you tomorrow. Please, please, please take good care of yourself. Stay safe and stay sane. Please.